You've been putting in the work. Every day you are hitting those push-ups, sculpting your chest and carving out your biceps. But then you put on a pair of shorts. Suddenly, all that upper body mass is being supported by a pair of twigs. You end up looking like a walking Wi-Fi signal or a poorly drawn alien broadcasting distress codes back to the mothership. It is time to fix that ratio. Today, we are going to build dense tree trunk legs right where you are standing. You don't need a gym membership or a $1,000 squat rack to do this. All you need is a sturdy staircase, some floor space, and a heavy backpack loaded up with books or water bottles to force your muscles to adapt. A massive chest means nothing if you can barely carry it around. Building this lower foundation is a structural requirement for a complete and functional physique. Without it, your entire frame is compromised. Step 1 begins with the king of all leg exercises, the squat. If you want serious quad development, mastering this movement is non-negotiable. This diagram breaks down the mechanics of a flawless descent. Notice how the hips hinge backward while the chest stays upright, keeping the torso aligned vertically and the knees tracking cleanly over the toes. Maintain tension throughout the entire range of motion. Do not drop and collapse at the bottom like a greedy child diving for dropped candy. That immediate loss of control kills the muscular stress you are trying to create. Once bodyweight squats feel easy, you must add external resistance. As you can see in this exact protocol, load up a backpack to hit 4 sets of 15 to 20 reps. This guarantees your quads are constantly fighting against a challenging weight. Mastering this specific movement pattern under load turns your weak links into actual load-bearing pillars. Now that we have targeted the front of the legs, we have to flip the focus to the posterior chain. We are attacking the hamstrings with Romanian deadlifts. Instead of dropping your hips down like a squat, the Romanian deadlift is a horizontal hinge. You push your hips straight back toward the wall behind you, keeping only a slight fixed bend in your knees. This close-up reveals what happens internally. The hamstring muscle fibers are forced into a deep stretch, holding constant tension as you descend. Throughout this entire stretch, your back must remain perfectly straight. Rounding your spine like a scared cat shifts the load away from your hamstrings and directly onto your vulnerable lumbar discs. By developing dense, powerful hamstrings, you create an anatomical counterbalance to your quads, locking down your knee joints and protecting them against future injury. Moving further up the posterior chain, we hit the glutes. Weak glutes lead to excessive pelvic tilting and chronic instability, often leaving you walking around with a collapsed, unathletic posture. The primary corrective mechanism for this weakness is the floor-based glute bridge. Lie flat on your back, plant your feet, and thrust your hips directly upward. At the exact peak of that upward thrust, you need a maximum concentric contraction. Squeeze your glutes together as if you are trying to crack a solid walnut between them. When the standard two-legged version stops challenging you, elevate the difficulty. This illustration demonstrates the single-leg glute bridge. Perform 4 sets of 15 reps per side to force continued muscular adaptation. Consistent glute activation provides the force necessary to stabilize your pelvis and generate power through your lower body. It is the anchor that supports your entire upright posture. Step 4 tackles the most common excuse in fitness: tiny calves. Stop blaming your genetics and start training them with strict, momentum-free isolation techniques. Find the edge of a standard staircase. Stand with only the balls of your feet on the step, allowing your heels to drop completely off the edge to achieve a maximum range of motion. This diagram isolates the Achilles tendon and calf muscle. Hit a deep downward stretch and hold a strict pause to kill the stretch reflex. From that dead stop, drive upward with a forceful contraction. No bouncing like a startled kangaroo. Eliminating momentum and relying exclusively on isolated tension provides the exact biological trigger required to force those stubborn calf muscles to grow. The mechanical work is only the first half of the equation. You have broken the muscle tissue down, but to rebuild it, we need to correct your biological environment. You cannot train this hard and then eat like an unsupervised toddler at a pizza party. You need a strict intake of real, bioavailable protein, healthy carbohydrates, and good fats to physically construct new tissue. And if you sleep like a caffeinated squirrel, scrolling on your phone until 3 a.m., your legs will stay tiny. Deep, uninterrupted sleep cycles are when the actual protein synthesis happens. When you combine intense mechanical tension with ruthless recovery, the results are undeniable. you build a massive, hypermuscular foundation that commands respect with every step. So right now, drop a comment below and tell me exactly what heavy household object you are loading into your backpack for squats today. Building this foundation requires you to stop training like a weak rookie, execute the mechanical work, respect the biological recovery, and finish the job.